together, playing together in year 2. I think I saw a pick and roll where you screened for her. Have you guys felt your chemistry together grow a lot more in these 2 games already?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like it started at AU. You know, every time I was going to pick Kelsey to be on my team, and we built that chemistry early on. So, you know, bringing it to the Fever, we already had a head start on it, so we're just going to keep doing it.
You play more on the perimeter, it feels like, in these couple games. Do you feel more comfortable in that way, and how do you kind of play outside in as opposed to inside out like last year a little more?
Oh, yeah, I feel comfortable. You know, I've been a 4, like, in the post, you know, my whole life. So, you know, they're challenging me to do something different. I feel like I'm adjusting well.
48 in the first half for them, only 35 in the second half. What was the adjustment and what Christie say about your defense at that stage?
Defensively, I put them in a standpoint where we are prepared for the moments. Our practices have been really tough. Defensively, it's just been harped on that we have to be able to guard our area and then play team defense. And I think today was we got to pat ourselves on the back because some of the work that people don't see, like we put it in, and I'm happy that you guys get a chance to see like what the work is looking like because we came a long way. And we look at this preseason game competing against people like Enrique and Tierra McCowan and such fantastic all-star players that this is a good start for us. We needed to treat this like a real game, and I think defensively it showed.
To that end, closing it out in a close game, you know, what did that say about what you guys have been able to do and grow already?
Man, it just the sky's the limit for us. I think, me and Liz know it, but we constantly harp on the fact that no one's going to save us. No one's coming to get us. There won't be a life jacket for somebody to throw in the pond if we drowning. So that mindset is already instilled in our locker room, and we have to keep behaving like it by practicing aggressively, practicing hard, and competing, and I think it's showing.
So just to keep going on the defensive point, what are some of the numbers you guys look at that tells you just how much of a difference there was from game 1 to game 2? I think they were 9 of 30 from the 3. I mean, what are the things that you look at and say that's a real marker of improvement from week 1 to week 2?
I wouldn't even say the numbers. I'd just say we were playing a lot more aggressive. You know, going on, seeing the Chicago film, we've seen that we could do a lot better than what we did. So, you know, we was harping on it in practice, and every day we was just competing hard every single day. So we brought it to the game, and this is the outcome we're going to continue to get.
Just wanted to go back to your perimeter work.
Mm-hmm.
What all did you like out there? It seemed like you were able to attack off the bounce,
Yeah.
4 of 6 from 3. I mean, just seemed like this is a lot of what you've been trying to do with your game offensively. What all did you like out there that you were able to do right here with the ball?
Well, when you got great guards that bring all the attention to them, I had so many open, you know, threes. And so my challenge is just to knock them down. Like Coach always tells us, y'all going to have that open shot. It's just y'all need to make it. So when they're drawing that much attention and AB is drawing that much attention in the post, it gives me the opportunity to knock those shots down. So that's what I've been working on.
Kelsey, I wanted to ask you about AB. So you obviously got kind of a welcome to W moment by dealing with Tierra.
Yeah.
You know how tough that is. How did you see her go adjusting? She was, I think, 4 of 6 in the second half. You know, fouls down a little bit. It seemed like she found ways of making Tierra play her game and bringing her out. How did you see Aaliyah just grow up in the span of this game in that matchup?
It's so funny the way that the tables have turned. I started out with Big T, and to see, you know, where her games obviously going. It's at an uphill, like, it's crazy. And to see Aaliyah compete against someone that rare. Big T is a rare one. Tierra McCowan is not your typical big. On top of her size, she's also long in length. And for Aaliyah to compete and to grind it out and give as much grit to a person like Big T is phenomenal, and I think she handled it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, got anything on Zoom?
Yeah. First of all, congrats on the dub, guys. First question for you, Kelsey. Like, obviously, you've been a really high-level ball screen creator for a long time, but it felt like the screens were, like, just getting you so open today. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit on what made the screens so impactful today. You know, what you've liked from Aaliyah, NaLyssa, and Queen, and what they're doing getting you open.
Look, Mark, you getting NaLyssa started already, man. Look at this.
That's what we've been working on, man.
But no, man, I think part of it is me being able to go back and watch film, serves to my preseason about changing the speeds and being able to set myself up for my post. It's a two-way street, and so when I wait and I'm in a position to be able to flow and be in a good rhythm, coming off the ball screen by being patient, I think it makes for a better play, whether they pull and I throw back, whether I don't pull and I get the drive and drop off. So I think for us, Marcus, it's about kind of finding that constant balance between being patient and constantly, practicing. This is a thing that takes time, and I think for us, we utilize each practice as much as possible to get as much work done, and I think pick and roll has been one of them. So I think it's a good job to hear you even ask about it because we've been working on it, and it's been hard for them. So.
For sure. Appreciate that. And also, kind of going off that, like you guys both mentioned, getting used to playing with guards who are drawing attention. With what Erica brought today, especially with pushing the pace early, really getting into the paint. How have you felt with how you guys are acclimating around her? It felt like, the flow was really good, especially after things got going in early offense.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Erica's a vet. She knows what it look like. She has a, championship experience on her belt. She's been around some of the best. So her coming in is just a plus. She's her ability to maneuver the ball any way she feel like it and change her speeds helps us. I think when people constantly give eyes different places, it gives us a chance to be open. And with a PG like that, her and him is constantly gonna pick apart offenses just by probing, seeing the offense and break people down and give us a chance to make the play.
Awesome. And then for you, NaLyssa, I want to finish up on, like, obviously the last one made out of, you didn't shoot a ton of threes in college. Obviously you took a big step with that last year. It feels like your release is even quicker this year and you're just that much more comfortable getting it off. Was that a big focus for you in the offseason? And like, what kind of things were you working on to get that going? Obviously it showed off in AU as well, but I was wondering, what that work was like for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's been one of my main focuses is just to expand my game, because it's just going to make it harder for people to guard me. So, constantly just being in the gym with these coaches and, being around shooters. Like, I've been doing shooting competitions with guards every single day and just competing with them, because at the end of the day, those are the ones that's going to make me better. So just that consistent shooting every day.
Definitely. And then last thing I want to ask both of you, when Coach Sides called that last time out, after the score got close again with the last couple minutes down, did she say what'd she say? What was the messaging like? And, how did you guys kind of come out of that?
Oh, well, I think it started with our OG, Emma Cannon. She put us in a huddle and she said, we have to treat this and operate this like pros. And she said they made their run. And she had got on us about the body language. Just because people make runs don't mean that we're not still a gritty team and we still can make strides to win the game. And so it started with that, and then Coach Christie followed with a good out-of-bounds action to get us started. And after that, I think, man, it was just on us. And I think it was less about what Coach Christie said, and it was more about what we felt from her, the aroma in the room, the energy. Everything is with our team has just been so, I don't know, like it sounds cliche, but it's been so positive that it's like you can't even be down on yourself. It's like they're giving us the opportunity to go be great, and they're supporting us while doing it. And so that was just a vibe going into winning that game.
Kelsey and NaLyssa really established themselves on offense. What did you think they did so well working together and in general?
Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell first. I mean, she's just speed, right? I mean, it's hard to guard speed, and that's what she has, and she's able to get by people going downhill. I give our team credit because we had a lot of our spacing was so good. We got Kelsey's great wide open threes, right? Like, and she knocked them down. NaLyssa, same thing. Her man had to help a lot. Swing, wide open threes, and I've challenged them. I think I talked to you guys earlier. We get those shots, you got to make them, and they did in the game for us tonight.
Dustin, anything?
Yeah, just to keep up on that, we talk a lot about NaLyssa's ability to play inside out. I mean, what are just the ways that she was able to attack, the shots that she was able to hit, just how she expanded?
Yeah, NaLyssa is getting in shape right now, and her fitness from day one till now is the reason she was able to go by people. She's really struggled, but she's continued to work. I am challenging her with her conditioning, because I think if NaLyssa Smith gets in top conditioning, I don't know who can stop her, because she can do all the above. She can take it to the rim. I need her to be able to handle more. She gets a lot of rebounds. She can take it and go and make things happen. Hey, I want to say this about our bench. Our bench was huge tonight. Christie Wallace, Queen, 9 and 9. They were huge. We had a lot of adversity early. We went down 11, I think. This team, watching in the past, could have folded right there, and they didn't, and they continued to hustle and fight. So really proud that we handled that adversity. The bench really showed up. So they just did anything we needed them to do. There was zero selfishness across the board. It was fun to just be in that environment today. So just really great for our players and also our bench coming in.
You mentioned the size. Aaliyah obviously has kind of welcomed the W by going against Tiara and how big she is. How did you see her grow within this game? She gets 3 fouls in the first half, only plays 7 minutes, which seems like she found ways of taking Tiara outside, forcing her to play outside, and got her buckets that way. What kind of just growth did you see from her within a game and seeing what she was going to have to deal with and then adapting?
Yeah. I told her before the game, when you're the number 1 pick and you're a rookie, they're not going to give you a single call. You've got to earn it all. It's just kind of how this league is. And they did. I mean, she thought she was battling. She's got a battle. We talked to her at half about keeping her hands a certain way. She was hooked. She was clamping sometimes. But that's her first big challenge. And my gosh, Tiara McCowan is a beast of a first challenge. But she stayed positive. She stayed connected with her teammates. She picked up that 5th foul pretty early, and I was just going to let her play it out. I wasn't going to take her and put her on the bench. I was going to let her see how she responded to it. She told me at the end of the game, she hugged me. She said that we're just getting started, coach, and I'm going to be ready for you next time. I'm going to be better. That's all I can ask for.
Just kind of keep going on that theme. I mean, you guys cut the turnovers from 22 to 12 from last week to this. You know, obviously the defense on the whole was better, but just what all of this tell you about just this, again, this team's ability to learn, adjust, adapt, make mistakes and then fix them in the course of a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, when we had those 25, it was 25 last week. Yeah, it was 25.
I was wrong.
Right.
Cut it down before. So.
20, yeah, and we only had 13, and 12 is our goal. So we were right there. We had a special video session after that Chicago game, and I'll just keep it at that. And really put it on Kelsey and really put it on NaLyssa in that, and just challenge them to what it's going to have to look like. And they showed up today and did exactly what that was. We were supposed to practice tomorrow, talked to a few of them, and I told them, if y'all play hard and we win the game, I'll give you the day off. So that was kind of, if I've got to challenge them, I'll give them a day off after every game if they play like that.
NaLyssa had some really bruising screens, like first possession of this game. Is that something she already had, or is that kind of been a focus for you guys, just setting screens in that way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my foul, because I thought we've been really soft. We've set a lot of brush screens. So we've really been, like it's easier to whoa that horse instead of giddy up, right? So we've got to start by setting hard screens, coming off screens hard, instead of like trying to get us to like, that can't be. I've got to slow them down and teach them how to set those good screens. But that's what I told her. I was like, you got to go find a body and you got to put it on somebody and make them feel it. She did that, didn't she?
Mark, got anything?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, congrats on the win, Christie. First off, like you mentioned earlier with how impactful Queen was off the bench, it feels like that she's just like that much more fluid and crisp in her game compared to where she was last year. I was wondering if you could highlight a little bit what her work has been like in camp so far and what has you excited about her this season.
Yeah. Me and Queen have had some special moments, kind of like the special video session. But that's how much I believe in her. She's the most athletic player on our team. I think she has a huge upside. But she has to do it within the team and what we need. And I felt like that's exactly what she did today. She had a couple shots that she took where she caught it really high in the lane. That's a kick out. She kicked out to Kelsey in the second half for a wide open 3. So she's wanting, like, we're challenging her. She wants to be coached. She wants to be held accountable, and I will continue to do that. And that's what it looks like when she does that. 9 and 9.
Most definitely. As a follow-up too, obviously Erica played with you over in Atlanta this past season, and she was huge today, talking with Kelsey and NaLyssa about how she was pushing the pace early and kind of getting things set. Is that the way that she played tonight, is that kind of how you envision the rest of the season and what she's going to be doing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, E-Dub is the Energizer Bunny. We have to play her. We have to make sure we don't overdo it where she has some breathing moments. Christie Wallace came in. Henny came in. Even ran Grace a little bit at the point, if I remember right, but just got to keep her fresh. She goes so hard. And then, just like any player, you get tired, you start making bad decisions. That was our focus with our subs today. Once they reach that point, because we challenged them to play that hard, get them in. I told NaLyssa, if you go so hard that you ask for a sub, you tell me when you're ready, I'll put you right back in. So if we can get to that point with them playing like that every night, we're gonna be okay.
Awesome. And then lastly, with NaLyssa, you mentioned goals earlier with turnovers. I was wondering if with NaLyssa, there's a goal for threes that you wanted to try and attempt this year. Or is that more just like looking in the flow of things?
Yeah, that's just really looking in the flow. I've really had a hard time. She has spent so much time outside the three-point line that I think her rebounding in practice and in the game the other day had really gone down. So I challenged her. Like, you can't just stand out there. Even though you're up high, 4s and 5s are rebounding every time. And that's what she led us in last year. So she's got to do what she does well at the highest level.
Awesome. Thanks, Christie.
Yes, sir.
Guys all good? Coach, congrats on the first one.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so
Hey,
much.
can I just say something really quick?
Yep.
We have Mother's Day tomorrow. I just want to wish everyone happy Mother's Day. We have some players on our team who've lost their moms, so tomorrow's going to be a really struggle bust of a day for them. So just keep them in your thoughts. And everybody, hope everybody has a great day.